It's about that time of day again here, boys and girls. Welcome back, welcome back. It is July 15th, 2014, the 15th day of the 7th month of the year 2014. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter, folks. My name is Joseph James. The blog address is sidewaysmarkets.com. Web address is SchoolOfTrade.com. Boy, we have a jam-packed, exciting newsletter in store for you today. You know the story. We got 3 jobs tonight. 1, we're going to review what happened today. 2, we're going to take a look at what's on schedule for tomorrow. And 3, you know what we always wait for the best to last. We're going to grab those charts, get ready for up, down, or sideways. Whatever the market throws at me, we're going to have a strategy waiting for tomorrow. What a day, what a day, what a day. We nailed that gold short trade last night. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. If you were following gold today, if you watched last night's newsletter, we crushed this short on gold today. Over $2,000 per contract on the gold short today. If you didn't grab it off the newsletter last night, boy, you really missed a, pardon the pun here, a golden opportunity. Gold tumbles today. Russell tried to go lower, but those buyers kept it propped up. Boy, that Russell was a wild beast today, wasn't it? And how about that crude? How about that crude, right? I know. As if we were surprised. I wish I could take credit for this. I mean, I got to be honest. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I know that we nailed 100, but I'm telling you guys, my 8-year-old little brother could nail that 100 move down to crude here today. That was a little bit too easy. But still, though, making great money, short in gold, short in Russell, short in crude. Boy, what a fantastic newsletter we had last night, and we're back again here for today. I got some great opportunities waiting for you guys on Wednesday morning. But before we jump in and roll our sleeves up, I want to remind you guys to get over to sidewaysmarkets.com, because on our blog right now, you've got 3 important tasks here for you this evening. So if you're watching this video on our YouTube page right now, if you're not watching this on our blog, go below the video on the YouTube page, get over to sidewaysmarkets.com for 3 specific reasons. Reason number 1, I want you guys to pause the video right now, go below the video, and download all of today's charts. If you had those gold charts in your hands for this morning, you would have been prepared to grab that big short all the way down to 1293.5, which I'll talk to you more about in a moment. Make sure, yes, I'm talking to you, make sure you pause the video and download those charts, have them ready for tomorrow. Second thing here, upper left-hand corner, I get a special free pass for you guys and gals. I want to show you how easy it is to learn all the strategies that we teach to our members at School of Trade. Maybe you're wondering, how are we able to profit off of the newsletter every evening? Well, I want to show you in real time. Take me up on that offer, grab that free pass, upper left-hand corner of the blog, and then wait. We're not done here yet. I said 3 things. No, that's only 1. Yeah, that's only 2, I believe, right? I'm not a math teacher, but I think I'm pretty good at it. Number 3, lower left-hand corner here. If you want to make sure you never miss another newsletter edition, give me your name and your email address. I'm going to send you a copy of my nightly newsletter directly to your inbox every evening before 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That way you can have it for tomorrow. So 3 things. Download the charts below the video, grab the free pass in the upper left-hand corner, and guys, grab yourself registration for that nightly newsletter mailing list in the lower left-hand corner. All right, deep breath. Both hands on the wheel, seatbelts fastened, get my mouth guard. Well, no, I'll save the mouth guard for later on. Helmets on, though. Let's get started. First of all, what happened is, wait. That's 2 days in a row. That's 2 days in a row. Houston, we have a pulse. We have some direction. That's 2 days in a row. They're on gold, boys and girls. I know. I almost didn't believe it myself. Almost reloaded my data to make sure that wasn't a mistake. 2 days in a row. Now, don't take my word for it, but it looks like, when was the last time that we had 2 days of big candles in a row? Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. No. Something clearly got under the skin. Clearly you guys were listening to last night's newsletter because you sold the heck out of this thing today. And, you know, we work really hard here at School of Trade to be accurate. I think that might just be accurate enough. What do you think? Right down to 93.5 to the tick. To the tick. You can see a very accurate direction and a very accurate final resting point for us here on the gold. But Joe, anybody can call direction. Anybody can go find a level. It's not like you gave us the, oh, well, wait a second. No, yes, we did actually, didn't we? We did actually give you the exact entry. Oh, I just happen to have the chart right here. And as you can see, exact entry, exact exit. You should work from Blue. No, they should work for School of Trade. That's what should be happening here. Guys, you're going to have to go, you have to look long and hard on the television set to find a Bloomberg or a CNBC that's going to give you the exact entry and the exact exit. All right? Tell those yahoos behind the desk on the television shows, tell them to give you exact entry and exact exit and see what they say. They'll say, that's impossible. I can't give that to you the day before. I'd have to have a crystal ball. No, you don't actually. You just have to work for School of Trade. That's all you got to do. All right. I put the horn away. I'm done tooting the horn, but we nailed that gold in last night's newsletter. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. As you can see here now, we're sitting right at that serious support area. Be aware, we're right knocking on the door here at 1,300. Big round number. We got the BMTs here. We got pretty difficult spot right here to say we're going to keep going lower tomorrow. We got 2 days back-to-back. I hope my gal Janet Yellen continues this because I would love to keep seeing this thing tumble on the old gold. But let's give us a little bit more details, right? Let's go into more detail here right now. I can see that gold had 2 days back-to-back. Nice big bearish candle again in the daily chart. But now we're kind of stuck here, right? Now we're kind of stuck. So let's give you guys some more information as far as what we can do with this tomorrow. Now here we are, right? Gold hits its seller target, but now it's resting at major support at 1293.5. I've got resistance above as early as 1302. Now I don't want to go spooking everybody right now, but this looks like we're in store here for a little bit of analysis paralysis. Maybe a sideways range here tomorrow. I hope I'm wrong because, again, we got Yellen on the microphone again, and she was good to us today, but we'll see if she continues this tomorrow. You know, oftentimes the first day is the big reaction because everybody's paying attention. Everybody will assume tomorrow is going to be much of the same. So, again, 2 days in a row on gold. Do you have it in you? Do you have it in you, gold? I'll definitely give it a shot. We're looking for shorts here now, continuing here on gold. Do not sell this 93.5, boys and girls, all right? Oh, you can if you want to. We're all big boys and girls here on these calls, so you can do whatever you want. But I always recommend, though, that we sell at a premium rather than selling at a discount. If you sell right now, you're selling at a discount. If you get lucky and price keeps tumbling, you get a target down here at 86.2, 85.1. I'm waiting here for a short, though, on gold. I want to get short here. I got 13.022. I got 036, which is also symmetry. I've got 09.8, and we got the 14.4. All right, so you got some good sell zones here waiting for you. But I'm telling you right now, though, that $1,300 a barrel is going to be a big red flag. It's going to be a big pain in the rear end. It's also going to be difficult here. We got a lot of support below, a lot of resistance above. If I had to guess, though, right now, I'd be saying wait for price to come up and then sell it short. But if tomorrow morning, though, if it gets stuck in the mud around this 1,300, you know exactly what's going on, all right? Also, to remember, Yellen gave this thing a push going lower, so I have a funny feeling tomorrow's probably not going to catch as many people off guard, right? That's probably going to be what the case is tomorrow. Here's another look at that same chart. This gives you a little bit more information here. Again, we got targets down bottom. You can see, though, kind of looking a little bit bewildered right now, right here on gold. We got the sell zone overhead. I'm watching for a short at 13.022. I'm watching for a short at 036, 086, 098, right? Again, pretty much the same levels that we gave you off the last chart. Only difference here, though, is we got some new sellers targets here. We got 1292. I got 1285.8. But again, though, I would default as well to this one here, right? I would use both of these here, What are you doing to me, gold? There we go. All right, so I would use both of these in combination for those targets. Again, if you're selling short tomorrow, 93.5, 86.2, 80.9, those are going to be the easy money targets. If you're looking for ones to be in between those, 92 and 85.8, right? So kind of hidden in between those major targets, you get 92 even and 85.8, all right? So selling here on gold, but again, be careful. I don't want you guys selling here at discounts. Wait to sell on a retracement here on gold. And again, if you get in tomorrow morning at 8:20 for the opening bell and you see us sitting there at 1300, you know to be very, very careful. Oh, and one more thing here too. If we do get stuck in the mud tomorrow on gold around that 1300, do just the same thing we did today in the trade room on the $100 a barrel. Just buy the lows and sell the highs. Use that 1300 as your target. So if we end up chopping around, slopping around on gold tomorrow, you know to find that range, buy those lows, sell those highs, and use 1300 as your target, right? Same stuff we did today on crude. Now, almost to crude here, but let's move from the gold now to the mighty mini Russell. Now, remember, we talked about this yesterday. And remember I said yesterday I was very concerned about the condition of the Russell. Forget about the fundamentals. I don't care about the fundamentals. All I care about is the technicals, right? I'm not smart enough. I'm not old enough to know enough about the fundamentals, right? Let's be honest, right? Let's call a spade a spade. In my early 30s, if I was in my 60s, my 70s, I've been around long enough to see this cycle come around a few times. I'm in my early 30s, all right? I've made enough money and success in my career to be in my 70s, right? But that's thanks to my technical skills, not my funny mental skills, all right? So looking at the technicals yesterday, I gave you a word of caution just to be careful, and we definitely got that, I want to say challenging, but confused, right? The Russell looked a little bit punch drunk, right, going into the session today. It was up, it was down, it was up, it was down, and you can see here, once again, we're getting a lot of the same stuff. Now, this little comment right here, this was buyers tried and failed yesterday, right? So I just changed the buyers to the sellers, and that's pretty much what's happened. Again, big wick down here at the bottom, right? Big wick at the bottom, big wick at the top, and of course you can see here now, right, again, sellers tried, but they failed. Balanced, right? Balanced with a capital B. One thing we can say right now about the Russell, sellers tried, failed. Buyers tried, failed. Sellers tried, failed. Balanced. Now, why are we so balanced? Well, you can see we're below the key moving average above. We're above the key moving averages below. We're stuck around this 1150 area. Whew, there's a lot of reasons why we're balanced right now. How about some strategies for tomorrow, though? Let's take a look. Moving forward here on the Russell. And again, Russell had, again, it looked pretty much punch drunk here today. Yellen really unloaded in this thing. You know what happened today on the Russell? Well, if you were listening to the testimony, if you're listening to the commentary from Janet Yellen this morning, you didn't get much out of it. But if you actually read the actual statement that she delivered to Congress, she didn't say this actually in the commentary, but if you read the actual statement, she specifically addressed the fact that she thought that small cap stock valuations, and she actually went as far as to name the internet stocks, the social media stocks, right? I'll bet Zuckerberg over there at Facebook's really upset with Yellen right now because she definitely cost him a couple, I would assume maybe a couple $100 million this week if this Facebook stock doesn't rebound. But the reality is that Yellen comes out this morning and says she's concerned about valuations on small cap stock valuations and the valuations of social media and other high-tech internet-based valuations as well. Now, we trade the Russell, and of course, the S&P is the big companies, right? You get the Russell's going to be the small cap companies. So Russell takes a nosedive right away, but the buyers, you can see here, held this thing up nicely. So I'll tell you, this Russell had big collapse written all over it today. If you remember a couple days ago, we were bearish on the Russell, right? So we definitely had reason to believe this Russell was going to keep on going. In fact, we were preparing for 1130, 1120, right, 1100. But as you can see, though, the buyers, they definitely defended that territory very, very well. So it didn't turn into be that bloodbath we were thinking might have been the case today. As you can see here, no new lower lows there. So we're getting a bit of a wedge right now, basically. We're getting lower highs. We're getting higher lows. Definitely feels like, again, this Russell's just a little bit confused right now, right? Which way do you want to go tomorrow? Very difficult right now to call direction. But if somebody put a gun to my head and said, JJ, pick a direction, man, or you're toast, I would say, I got to be a seller. There's no technical clue that says to be a buyer. But keep in mind, there's also very little technical clue right now telling me to be a seller. Again, what I'm looking at right now is this lack of a lower low. The fact that we didn't get a lower low after all that commotion. I mean, guys, our Fed chairperson told us that the valuations were too high and we were able to keep above the low? Wait, what? Again, doesn't make much sense. So, well, the only thing that does make sense, right, is that the buyers were defending this. So they weren't ready to give that up just yet. That really, for me, tells me these buyers, boy, they've been eating their spinach or maybe their organic kale, right? Whatever, of course, is your preference. So, of course, we have no lower lows, right? We got higher lows. We've got lower highs. I am below the key moving averages. I am seeing a red set of clouds. If I had to guess, I would say the bear side right now. But as I look this over right now, though, all I can see right now is buy those lows, sell those highs, stay the heck away from this middle. Right, you get 1150 or so here, 1150, 1151, right? Stay away from that middle, and we're going to be staying patient here going into tomorrow. I've really got to see tomorrow what this personality looks like. Again, I expect Yellen to give us a lot more of the same that we got from today, right? I can't imagine she's going to change overnight. So if history repeats itself, the last time we had her semi-annual monetary policy meeting, right, is the last time we had that, say that 10 times fast, it was a big rush of volatility the first day, and the second day was kind of lullaby baby. It was kind of just rocking itself to sleep. So we may see a sleepy day tomorrow because, again, everyone will be lingering around what she says tomorrow if she says anything different, or you know what was tomorrow? The Senate Banking Committee, right? Those party animals, the Banking Committee tomorrow. You know, they're going to try to get her to put her foot in her mouth, right? They're going to try to get her to say something that she didn't intend to say tomorrow during the open Q&A. Remember, tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., she's going to read her pre-prepared testimony. Okay, nobody will be surprised about that, except the rookies and the retail traders that don't know how to get a service where you can actually read it ahead of time, right? But for all the professionals out there, all professionals will read it ahead of time. They're not going to be surprised by that. But the real action comes at 10:30 a.m. This is when she stops reading and now has to answer all the questions, right? The live Q&A. It's always a little bit of fun to watch these politicians try to stump the Fed chairperson. And you can always kind of see it in the Fed chair people's eyes. They're like, are you serious? That is the stupidest question. I mean, we heard one guy this morning ask Yellen if she would tell us when the first interest rate hike was going to be. I could almost just hear her thinking, I can't wait to end you when this conference finishes, right? It's like, what a stupid, I mean, I don't want to say stupid, but I'll let you guys be the judge on that. As if she was going to say, oh, good question. Actually, next March, expect a big rate hike. Sure. I'll bet that will go over really well when Yellen plays basketball with Bernanke this weekend, right? Or was it cricket or squash they play? I don't know. Anyways, so not expecting many more fireworks tomorrow. My strategy here for the Russell, buy those lows, sell those highs, right? You've got the levels you need here. Buying that low, selling that high, staying the heck away from the middle, all right? Be careful of that middle going into tomorrow. And one more thing here, I might be wrong about this, all right? I may be completely wrong, right? It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last time. Being a day trader is great because being wrong doesn't mean you're not going to make money. Oftentimes, when I find myself wrong as far as direction, that's the easiest clue I need to go in the opposite direction. If everything's telling me we go lower and we go higher tomorrow, you know something dramatic has changed the personality. Very simple. So I'm expecting to see some range-bound personality tomorrow, but again, I will err on the side of selling here. I've got sell zones, 55.3, 54.2, 55.3, 56.7. As you can see here, quite a few options here to sell short. I've got sellers targets down bottom here on the way down at 43.3 and 40.5 on the way down. And again, very important, we remember, don't forget about the bigger picture chart, okay? Because it's going to be easy, right? These sell zones I'm giving you right now, these sell zones are right here, right? That's where you're seeing those sell zones right now. Don't forget about, though, where we are in this big picture, okay? So again, the easy money is going to come selling the highs, buying the lows if we see this range-bound personality tomorrow morning. How will we know? How will we know if we're getting a range-bound personality? Well, first of all, you'll probably see us stuck in the mud here at that 1150, right? If we get a range-bound personality, we'll be right in the middle of this range. And so what I'll do is if this price goes higher, I'm immediately going to begin looking for the collapse, right, and the reversal. However, just like we always say, in real time tomorrow morning, I'm going to have to take a real hard look at that personality. If Yellen comes on the microphone at 10:15 and what she's saying as people just taking this thing higher here, I have to then abandon the sell side, right, and then start looking for buys. The reality, though, is I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think she's going to light a fuse where we go back to 1200 again, all right? I don't think it's going to happen. So 99.9% of me says be ready to sell short tomorrow. I'll give you guys some real-time updates tomorrow morning in my trade room if we do go higher here and don't reverse, all right? If we do go lower here, though, I've got support here at 43.3. I got 40.5, right? And again, you can use that longer-term chart as your guide. So right now, erring on the side of caution. Be careful tomorrow morning ahead of Janet Yellen tomorrow on the Russell. Definitely bearish right now, but we're waiting to hear more from what comes out of Janet Yellen's mouth tomorrow to see what our actual strategy will be in real time tomorrow morning. Looking for shorts here on the Russell, all right? Looking for shorts on the Russell, but again, expecting a bit of a range-bound market tomorrow on the Rusty. And then here's what we've all been waiting for here, boys and girls. Another easy winning trade call last night on the newsletter. Now remember, we took a little bit of personality into play today on the crude, right? As you can see here, we haven't quite been able, well, first of all, we're sitting right on top of the channel low. We're sitting right on top of the BMT. We're sitting right on top of this key level of support. So it should be no surprise that the sellers tried, which we knew they would try today. They tried, and of course, they couldn't quite keep they couldn't quite keep the price below that 99.82. Is there anyone on this call right now, anybody listening right now that's surprised about this 100 area? No, and you shouldn't be. Again, like I said earlier at the beginning of this call tonight, my 8-year-old brother could have called this 100. It's a very, very easy thing. It's very obvious market personality on crude. It's been doing this for decades. It's probably not going to stop now. So one thing we have to be concerned with right now is this yo-yo effect. Right? What happens is price goes up, comes back down, goes down, comes back up, goes up, nope, comes back down, goes down, this is the time, nope, right back up, right? The news media hates this stuff, right? Because all they can do is say, breaking news, this just in, crude is still at $100 a barrel. Yeah. All right. And that's all they can do, right? So the news media hates this stuff, right? They're calling Putin right now and telling him to jump on the back of a bear and take his shirt off again because they need something to move this thing around here. Bottom line right now is this has to work itself out. So right now, stuck in the mud here at the 100. Take another look here, though, and we can see we are very bearish on these anchors. So I'm going to say right now, we got to keep an eye on that 100 even. If these sellers, if they don't show strength, we're going to continue to get sucked back up to that 100. All right. So this afternoon, we pretty much knew cover those shorts, take your money, and then get long back to 100. Now here we are at the 100. Members, this is drooling. You should be drooling over this short right now. We get a trigger zone set up. We get a reversal line set up. We get a symmetry set up. We got 3 different setups here. Oh, and a channel setup as well. We have 4 different sell setups right now about to trigger. So right now I have lower lows. I have lower highs in price. I'm right inside my sell zone, 111, 115, 136. I got sells here at 73. I got 101.01. These are some easy to find sell zones here overhead. So really, I'm not concerned about the buyers here until I get above this 102.55, as crazy as that sounds. Right, but what may happen is this big move lower over the past 2.5, 3 days. We may get some profit taking, but just you wait. Once this thing starts to tumble again, yeah, get ready. We'll be waiting for it to sell short. In fact, it'll be very easy if we do go higher because you know what the magnet's going to be, right? You know where we're going. We're going back to 100. So there are my easy selling opportunities on crude right now. Again, though, just be careful here on the short side. If you don't see the market personality. Well, I don't want to say be careful, but what's going to happen is right when you think this price is going to never stop moving lower, right when you think these sellers have these buyers beat, you're going to see people like me take profit and then reverse and get long, and it will go right back to 100 again if we don't get that strength from the sellers. The sellers literally have to rip this out of the buyer's hands if they want to keep this away from 100. All right, this has been happening for a century now. Well, maybe not a century, right? We haven't been at 100 that long. But for the last 10 years, though, that $100 a barrel, right, has been on our radar. Unless we see those sellers completely get away from this thing, my humble opinion is 95. In my humble opinion, it's above 105 down to 95, right? That's what I believe is that range. If I'm below 105, I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump to 100. If I'm above 95, same thing. I'll go right back to that $100 a barrel. So just got to remember that, all right? Over the next, I would say, probably till the end of this week. And I hate to say that because it just, we got rollover on Friday on crude. We've got OPEX on Friday. We got Yellen coming back for round 2 tomorrow. So I hate to say it, but just like the Russell, I don't think Yellen's going to surprise anybody tomorrow. Unless the inventory report, unless there's a personality that we don't think is going to show up, unless that shows up, we're probably going to keep using that 100 level tomorrow and the following day. I hope I'm wrong, but again, that's probably what we can expect. So you get your sell zones here. I will be looking to sell short here on crude, but I'm not going to force it if I'm not seeing those sellers take control because we have that big round number of $100 a barrel. Last but not least here is probably the most important chart of this group tonight. As you can see here, we got plenty of reasons to sell short. In fact, we have now, that's a zigzag setup, guys, right? There's a zigzag setup for you. We teach our students a dozen different trade setups. We found the trend, we found the setup, we found the entry pattern. It's very, very easy to trade this way. Anybody can do it. You don't need a lot of experience. All you need to do is learn the setups and understand how to find the trend. It's really, really simple, and we teach it in real time in our trade room. So come out and see us tomorrow. As you can see here, though, a lot of the same stuff here, but you can see, though, $100 a barrel, that's going to be your magnet. Looking to sell short pretty much anytime I want right now. Green light on the sell side here. Now, again, I wouldn't be surprised, though. I wouldn't be surprised if overnight we see price get up around this 101 area here, and then tomorrow morning we finally get that short back down. If we do get up above 100 and we sell short, you know what's happening. Take that profit at the $100 a barrel because you know it's going to be a magnet. And then I got targets down here at 99 even. And I believe I have one more. Yeah. I got one more down here at 98.07, right? We'll call that 98.07. All right, so we got targets down below at 99 and then pretty much 98. So big round numbers on the way down. All right, so be careful here. Again, tomorrow we got Janet Yellen coming at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for round number 2. Here is my schedule for tomorrow. Nope, that's the profitable gold trade. Where was that schedule for tomorrow? There we go. Here it is. Getting ready here for tomorrow. Let's get this. There you go. Looking at my OPEX week here. This is the 3rd week of the month of July. We have 5 weeks this month, a nice big long summertime month for you here. Third week, 1, 2, 3, right? We got a couple days left at the end of the month as well. So third week here, this is a Wednesday. Now let's talk about this real quickly here. First of all, let's talk about the day of the week of the month of the year. This is one of the key things we go over every morning in our trade room. Right? What day of the week? Tomorrow's a Wednesday. What week of the month? Third week of the month. What month of the year? July. Now, this is where we put this together and we think about what type of clues are there hidden inside of this scenario. First of all, what's a Wednesday all about? All right. Now, if you're thinking Wednesday, if you're a crude trader, you should be thinking inventories. So Wednesday's inventory. Wednesdays are inventory days. That means tomorrow at 10:30 a.m., we're going to have inventories. That also means that we have to be very careful tomorrow morning trying to force crude oil because we know that ahead of inventory reports, crude oftentimes gets pretty sloppy. Okay, so you got the Wednesday nailed down. What else do we know? It's the third week of the month. Now, what does the third week of the month usually tell us? It tells us look for OPEX. Now, below the video tonight, I gave you guys a link to download the 2014 options expiration calendar. Now, the third week of the month is almost always OPEX week. But there are some times, for example, if the first day of the month is a Friday, right, it'll be the fourth Friday of the month. So there are some times when, if there are holidays, right, or if the first day of the month is a Friday, they'll push this back to the fourth week of the month. So what I want you to do is, if you're unfamiliar with when OPEX is, go below the video tonight, click on the link that says Learn More About OPEX, or download the option expiration calendar, and that way you have it ready for next time. But we know that this Friday, the 18th, is the last day of trading before options expire on Saturday, the 19th. We also know that that makes tomorrow Wacky Wednesday. Wednesday of OPEX, in my opinion, is one of the more challenging days of the OPEX week. It's because most of the activity that's going to be happening ahead of options expiration is going to begin on that Wednesday. Wednesday is usually quite volatile for kind of a middle of the week. Tomorrow, probably going to be very volatile because of that, again, with the combination of Wacky Wednesday and with Janet Yellen on the microphone at 10 o'clock, we would hope for some extra volatility. Now, the one thing that's keeping me from saying it's going to be volatile tomorrow is the next clue, and that is the month of July. Now, the month of July is a summertime month. Now, I don't buy into the doldrums, right, like everyone's all worried about. That's going to be the end of August. But the month of July is a summertime month. And one thing that we know about trading during the summertime is that traders will use any excuse to hit the beach. Now, tomorrow is a Wacky Wednesday of OPEX. We got Yellen with her second day of testimony. This could definitely be an excuse to go play some golf. So, although I'm optimistic for some great volatility tomorrow for Wacky Wednesday, seeing the scenario unfold, the Wednesday of OPEX, Janet Yellen in her second day of testimony, summertime month, I could easily see tomorrow being a little, kind of a mulligan. We'll come back and do it again tomorrow. So, again, tomorrow being OPEX week, Wednesday of OPEX week, usually going to be where the most amount of fireworks happen. Remember, Friday of OPEX week is kind of a trader's holiday, and it will be this Friday for sure. I'll talk to you more about that tomorrow on tomorrow's newsletter. But as we know here right now, though, we've got OPEX week here kicking into high gear starting tomorrow morning. Now, let's talk about the news that we have. I'm going to first start with tonight. I've got big news out of China. Just what we need here for a shot in the arm, right? A shot in the arm going into tomorrow morning's session. With everybody undoubtedly waiting to hear from Janet Yellen again tomorrow, this will be nice to see. So tonight we have some big news out of China. We also have some big news out of our friends, the Kiwis, right, down in New Zealand, but we know that the retail sales, industrial production, GDP will definitely overshadow that from China. So hopefully we get a nice shot in the arm here for some good volatility for you guys trading in Asia and into London tomorrow morning. We've got the labor market report, pretty much our non-farm payrolls in Great Britain tomorrow morning at 4:30. We've got the retail trade out of the EU at 5 a.m. We then skip down here. We got 8:30 a.m. We get the PPI. We got manufacturing sales. We then jump down to 9 o'clock. We got Treasury International Capital. That's tick flows. At 9:15, we have industrial production. Now, out of all the news events for tomorrow, with the exception of maybe the news out of China and Janet Yellen, okay, you take China and Yellen out of the picture, this is definitely going to be the big news tomorrow, industrial production. It may be overshadowed by Yellen only 45 minutes later, but why do I say that? Why do I say the industrial production? Why is industrial production more important than the PPI? Well, it's not more important, but I do think we're going to get a bigger move. I think more people will be watching that industrial production because of one big reason: manufacturing. Manufacturing right now is on our radar here in the U.S. It's one of the last pieces of the puzzle to be overcome from that bad winter weather we had end of 2013. It's the last piece of this economic recovery, in my opinion. The reason I say that is because the only way we're going to get a housing market recovery is if people have consistent jobs. And the consistent jobs are not going to come from .coms. They're not going to come from reality TV shows. They're going to come from manufacturing. All right? We need to get the manufacturing economy back on track here in the U.S. It's what made the U.S. a powerhouse back in World War II. It's what's going to do it again. All right? So we got to get that back on track right now. We've seen some very nice reports over the past few months. So tomorrow morning at 9:15, I have a funny feeling we're going to see a lot of analysts really digging into that report tomorrow morning. Then we go down to 10 o'clock. We got more Red Star news coming to the Bank of Canada. We got housing market index. But again, I just don't think anybody's going to be caring about that. They'll all be watching the speech from Janet Yellen. All right? Even though it'll probably be the exact same information as we heard today, we've seen this many, many times before where the first day is fireworks, the second day she speaks is usually a lot of the same stuff, and people, of course, don't react the same way to it. So be aware, though, if it's real sleepy and sloppy tomorrow morning ahead of 10 o'clock, you know why, right? You know why. They're waiting on Janet Yellen at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then, of course, don't forget, tomorrow is the first day of Hanukkah for a lot of you crude oil traders. I'm kidding around with you guys, obviously. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, it's all for us, right? We all love trading crude oil inventories. Every Wednesday, we've got 10:30 a.m. crude oil inventories. That means between 10:15 and 10:40, I will likely be sitting on hands. I can guarantee you I'll be sitting on hands starting at 10:15. But when I take that first trade after the report, that's kind of a variable. It may be as early as 10:40. It may be as late as 11 o'clock. Just remember one important thing tomorrow. Usually the initial reaction to inventories at 10:30 is the exact opposite of where it's going to go next. All right? Remember that tomorrow. The news itself has nothing to do with what direction it goes in. All right? I repeat, the news itself tomorrow has nothing to do with what the price is going to do. I mean, hello, newsflash, do you think there's really a supply concern about crude? Hell no. We have enough crude to fill up every swimming pool in the world and just hang out in it, right? We have so much crude oil, domestically, foreign. Guys, we're almost going to be the #1 producing crude oil exporter in the world in 2015. Thank you, Obama, by the way. Thank you, Obama, for doing that for us, please. Now, just go ahead and release the whole strategic reserve and let's just shake things up in the Middle East, okay? How about, you with me? No, maybe not. Okay. Back off the soapbox. 10:30 tomorrow morning, though. Be ready to sit on hands, 10:15 to 10:40. But again, don't even read the report. The report is worthless. All that matters is how we react to it, okay? Again, unless you, there's no scenario where you read the report. There's no scenario where I will use the report tomorrow. I may look at the report. I may go, oh, wow, really, you don't say. Okay, now, get rid of the report. What direction is the price going in? And then we'll trade direction. The first reaction is usually the wrong one. Be ready for it tomorrow. And then as if we could cram one more news event into tomorrow. Enough, right? The white flag is raised. We've got enough events tomorrow morning. But now we go into tomorrow afternoon. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow afternoon, what does that mean? Well, we got Beige Book. Now remember this, boys and girls, whenever we have an early afternoon news event, meeting minutes, FOMC day, Beige Book, right, whatever the case may be, if we have a 2 o'clock news event, usually that means lunchtime will typically end around 11:30. It'll probably be close to 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just be aware, if you see that personality really start to dwindle tomorrow morning around 11 o'clock, you know why. Get back, though, tomorrow afternoon because the Beige Book is a great tradable news event in the afternoon. We don't get many tradable news events in the afternoon. The Beige Book is definitely one of them, though. So let me catch my breath here for a second. Jeez Louise, we got 10 o'clock tonight out of China. Fast forward down to 4:30 tomorrow morning. 5 o'clock, 8:30, 9, 9:15, 10. I know, right? It's still going. 10:30 and 2 o'clock. I think we're trying to set the record here for how many darn news events we can cram into one 24-hour session, and then we'll go into Thursday of OPEX week. So we'll talk about more about the rest of the week here in tomorrow's newsletter. Whew, I'm tuckered out just talking about the news here. So lots of news tomorrow. Again, this thing really has some volatility and some excitement built into it tomorrow. But again, I think all eyes and ears are going to be hinged on my gal, Janet Yellen, tomorrow at 10 o'clock. All right? Be careful tomorrow morning. It looks like we got selling here on gold, selling on Russell, selling on crude. But again, gold has a very big support level below it. Russell is, right, all punch drunk right now. And crude oil has that $100 a barrel, right, that magnet for us. Don't forget to come in and see me tomorrow morning in our trade room. I'll give you real-time updates and let you know what I'm seeing at that time. And while I got your attention, don't forget to head over here to SchoolOfTrade.com. Check out our free trial. As part of that free trial, you're going to learn all about our strategies. You'll learn more about what it feels and what it means to be a member. And I'll also send you a free pass to come out and join us in our live trade room. We offer beginner, intermediate, and advanced memberships, and we have somebody standing by here 24/7, guys, to give you information on that whenever you need. We celebrated our 10-year anniversary this year at School of Trade. If you're wondering how we've been able to keep this together for so long, how we've been able to be the longest-running educational website on the web, I'll prove it to you. Take the free trial, come see me in the trade room, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. My name is Joseph James from the entire team here at our corporate headquarters in Los Angeles, California. Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this with a friend, and I'll see you tomorrow morning in the trade room. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.